This 1 Degree Outside video is brought to you by Attitash Mountain Village. Book your stay directly through the link on our homepage, onedegreeoutside.com.
Hey everybody, this is your Insights. Going to take you through the weekend in detail, several different things to monitor and take you out through the start of 2025. Here's what we're going to cover in Insights today. Some freezing rain tomorrow morning. You heard Matt talk about it in Insights yesterday. We'll break down the timing and the details. Pat's Chargers forecast for tomorrow afternoon's game at Gillette Stadium if you're headed down there or maybe going to be watching on TV. Unsettled weather into Monday with several disturbances that will break down New Year's Eve and New Year's Day outlook as well. So what's going on weather-wise today? The nationwide map shows an area of low pressure that's pushing through portions of the Midwest. There are areas of rain that are extending all the way down to the Gulf. This warm front is going to be the reason that we get some pockets of light freezing rain and some of that precipitation that comes in overnight tonight and generally tomorrow morning. High pressure is still in control of our weather today. Another storm system bringing some snow into the Intermountain West. So let's zoom in to the warm front that comes into New England tomorrow. So this evening, the clouds will increase. Notice just a little bit of pink. That represents the freezing rain. This is not going to be a snowfall event. It's either plain rain or just a trace of freezing rain, fairly light amounts. Notice some of it comes into far southern Vermont and western Massachusetts right around 1 to 2 a.m. overnight tonight, spreading east 2 to 4. Again, generally light, but pre-dawn tomorrow, there'll be some pockets of freezing rain, plain rain for southern New England, northern New England. We're pretty much removed from the precipitation. By the time we get to 6, 7 a.m. tomorrow, it is mainly rain, although you still notice a few little light pink splotches here or there. Very light freezing rain potential until about mid to late morning, north and west of Boston. The one spot I really want to keep an eye on tomorrow as pockets of rain continue off and on plain rain in southern New England through tomorrow afternoon is either side of 93 and then in through southeast New Hampshire and southern Maine. There are some indications we may hang on to the colder air just a little bit longer there through the afternoon and evening, and that would mean some lingering icy spots through the evening hours. Otherwise, pockets of showers will continue through the evening and the first part of the overnight in southern New England before tapering off. Sunday morning, it's a leftover shower along the south coast. And then another band of rain, plain rain this time with milder air in place, lifts from south to north Sunday during the morning to afternoon with maybe an isolated shower elsewhere. But it's not a pouring rain type of day. It's just that band that lifts northward Sunday, again, morning to afternoon ahead of the next disturbance that comes in Sunday night into Monday. So that's why I say it's an unsettled pattern. Let's take a look at some of the predicted icing totals from the event tomorrow morning. Very light amounts, okay? But all it takes is a trace of freezing rain to really create some slippery travel. So that's all we're anticipating, a few hundredths of an inch. But notice it does come down almost to the city of Boston tomorrow morning. So north and west of town through the Merrimack Valley, there was my concern either side of 93, Nashua up through Manchester and Concord. As we head throughout the morning hours tomorrow, up and down the Connecticut River Valley, southwest New Hampshire, Route 2 corridor. Again, just a trace, but that's all it takes. Then it extends to the other area I mentioned, far southeast New Hampshire and southern Maine during the afternoon and evening. It just takes a little bit longer to scour that colder air out. So, bottom line, tomorrow morning, especially, keep an eye on that car thermometer. If there looks like there's a little sheen on the road, it may be icy. Again, all it takes a trace of light freezing rain to really create some slick spots. So untreated surfaces in those areas will certainly be a little bit slick. In the meantime, we'll also be watching the severe weather threat tomorrow with this area of low pressure down across the southeast United States that will press east. So there's actually a pretty good shot of some isolated to scattered thunderstorms, some of which will become severe tomorrow. Watching Baton Rouge up through Jackson, Mississippi, and then through eastern portions of Alabama. The areas in orange are the most likely areas to have the most numerous thunderstorms, but notice the area extends all the way back up into the Tennessee River Valley. That front will press east during the day on Sunday. So areas of rain extend all the way from the Great Lakes down into the southeast United States. The threat for severe weather on Sunday will be generally focused across those areas, particularly from Raleigh to Charlotte down through Columbia, Augusta, and Savannah. So additional thunderstorms firing up on Sunday with some damaging wind gusts, with some flash flooding possible, some hail potential. Isolated tornadoes can't be ruled out either. What does that mean for us? Well, we talked about that band of rain that will lift northward on Sunday. No severe weather anticipated with that. But there's the front that comes in by the time we get to Sunday night into Monday. So that band on Sunday lifts north, then we get a little break in the action. Then it's generally after midnight that pockets of rain, notice this is not a freezing rain or snow event, milder scenarios sweep through from west to east. There'll be some downpours in there, particularly Monday morning to midday. Then that front moves offshore. Next system waiting in the wings for Tuesday night into Wednesday. So New Year's Eve into New Year's Day. And depending on the track of that, we'll look at it in a second, could be a snowier scenario, particularly for northern New England. So precipitation forecast, I'm going to stop things along the way. By the time we get to Sunday, a few hundredths, and that's what I was talking about in terms of that icing. That's all it takes, right? So that's really Saturday morning into Saturday afternoon. Now, as we take it out even farther, for the Sunday night into Monday, it's a half an inch to an inch of precipitation. And then I'm going to extend things through Wednesday. So that's through New Year's Day. And notice this is a precipitation forecast. So in northern New England, even though it may be snow, we're talking about when you melt it down, either side of an inch, inch and a half for many areas. Now, it will be a colder scenario for northern New England for New Year's Eve night into New Year's Day. So keep in mind, this is just one depiction, but I'm hopeful that northern New England, right where we need it, ski areas, snow lovers, pick up a 2 to 4 or a 3 to 6 inch snowfall event. This is very early. This map is going to get tweaked. But this is, again, for New Year's Eve night into New Year's Day. It'll be a milder scenario for southern New England, but of course, all depends upon the track and the intensity. It's a fairly progressive, fast-moving system that comes in as well. All right, let's take you through some of the numbers. High temperatures for Saturday, 30s to lower 40s. But it takes, again, most of the day to reach these numbers. So that's why I say places like southern Maine, southeast New Hampshire, look at that, 33 in Manchester. It takes most of the day to rise above freezing in those few spots where we just hang on to some of that cold air damming. Remember we talked about that a couple weeks ago with that scenario of a little bit of icing that came in. Just takes a little bit before the wind can get that milder air to come in, relatively speaking. So Pats and Chargers down at Gillette Stadium, it's a raw feel. The rain is going to be knocking on our doorstep by the time we get to tailgating tomorrow, late morning to midday. And then as kickoff begins, there'll be pockets of showers and rain around. Temperatures 35 to 40. Not much wind tomorrow, so that won't be an issue. But there'll be areas of rain around, and the feels like temperatures will be in the mid to upper 30s too. So that's what you're dressing for. Tomorrow night, 30s to maybe 40 along the south coast. So anything untreated, again, with the temperature around freezing, a little lingering low-level moisture, maybe a little bit slick in a few spots in central New England. Sunday's highs get mild. We jump into the 50s. It takes most of the day to get there. 40s in northern New England, the wind out of the south. We're going to start to drag in that milder air. Sunday night stays mild, generally running in the 40s with those pockets of rain filling back in. It will rain and rain hard for a time Monday morning to afternoon. Notice the temperatures really spike into the 50s, 40s all the way to the Canadian border. And I want to mention the wind because there's signals that as the wind comes out of the south, again, Monday, generally in the morning to midday, notice we get this burst of wind that may go 40 to 45 miles per hour across the Green Mountains and then shifting into southern New England as the front comes in. It's a very brief window, Monday morning to midday, but they may result in some isolated pockets of outages or damage. After that, the wind shifts around and will ease, but still be about 10 to 20 miles per hour through the day on Tuesday. Speaking of Tuesday, 40s to lower 50s, so still well above average. Tuesday night, show you the map because of New Year's Eve, and it won't be frigid or anything like that. In fact, most of us will be running in the 30s. And I do think we'll watch this timing closely, but for New Year's Eve, when the ball drops at midnight, there is going to be rain advancing in. We'll watch the timing. It looks like it may come in after the ball drops, but of course, this many days out, a difference of a couple hours makes a big deal. Wednesday, first day of 2025, temperatures running in the 40s, although 30s to the north with pockets of snow likely in northern New England and some rain in southern New England that will be winding down. Of course, you can watch it all in our videos and our app on the website as well. And the 14-day forecast for your location. Our app is free on the App Store and Google Play. Check it out. I know we just covered a lot. Many more details, and Weekend Edition will have that for you tomorrow morning. Have a great day, everybody.